Hi guys, welcome back to another Photoshop tutorial. Today I'm going to show you something quite interesting which I've just done myself. We're going to call this space colour yes. So what you're going to want to do is put this on US paper, but you need to change this to pixels, then 1232 by 6688. So you're going to have this very long thin piece here, this very long thin canvas, as you might say. Yeah, so what you're going to want to do, you get your text tool all the way down. You're just going to type soil like that. Okay, we don't really want that font, so let's go and let's use one that's there we go. Yep, perfect. And then wait, okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do a fish eye, bend 100%, horizontal distortion you want -29%, vertical distortion you want 6%. And then you're going to have something that looks a little bit like this. So what you're going to do is click the background here, right click, duplicate layer, background copy. What you're going to do with this background copy is you're going to give it a colour overlay of bright red, and then satin, stroke, gradient, a orange, blue, magenta, yellow, a bit like this. So that's is orange, blue, magenta, yellow. Then you want to have it as radial style, angle of 137% degrees, sorry, and you want to turn dither on, and the scale, it's got to be 71, and you want to click reverse on that one. Opacity, let's have it around 41% just to make it seem soft almost. Then you want it to be center, blender mode, vivid light, and size 43. Then you want to add bevel and emboss here. You've got pillow emboss, chisel hard, 1000%, and then you want to have it down, size 92, soften 4, angle 28, altitude 1111, oh sorry, not 1111, 76. You want it to be anti-alias, you're going to pick the this last one, screen mode, and then, no, not screen, sorry, exclusion, you want the opacity to be around 26%, luminosity for this one, you want to change this colour to 4EBD12, change the opacity of that to 46%. So remember this soil that we've done here. Okay, so we're going to change this pattern overlay. You want to use the this second one along, the strangely coloured one. Scale 1000% once again, opacity 85, and you want to be darken on that one. Then outer glow, we want a fade here, and we're going to have, so it's going to be a light, so that's OOFF24 going to C88106. Okay, so we're just going to leave that at that, and yeah, just kind of leave that around the top. We'll get it around the middle later, it's alright. And then what you want to do is get your gradient tool, make a new layer, and then you want to just go from the right to the left, like that. And then what you want to do is get your smudge tool, just kind of, yeah, bit of that, really. Just a bit more. and yeah, that looks good to me. Then you want to get the pen tool there, kind of in a zigzag pattern, but with these curves. That's an important part. You really don't get the full effect without those curves. The last one you want to push really far out like that, and then what you want to do is change the colour to whatever you desire. I'm going to choose a OOFF6C here and hit enter, and that's going to draw along those lines. So then what you're going to want to do is go back to soil, put that in front of that layer, put the background copy below the background. Oh no, sorry, you need to turn that into a fully layer, and then put that in front of that, and then what you're going to want to do is make a new layer on top of this one. And with what you're going to do is you're going to get the brush tool, just going to kind of get that same colour and just kind of even it out a bit. Just kind of colour over all this smudge and stuff. You just want to dab lightly because you want to use a soft brush but relatively large. And so yeah, you want to cover all this up. Nice bit of a green here. And then you change the mode to colour, so you can see some of the smudging and you can see the text there. Then you're gonna get the clone stamp, the pattern stamp tool. Sorry, you're gonna just kind of click like this, creating a kind of zigzag, but they shouldn't really touch frequently. Like every other one should be touching. Okay, a bit like that. Then you want to get the burn tool. Just kind of burn a bit. You want to get quite a big brush, to be honest, for that one. Just a bit like this. And what that's going to do is it's going to add that realistic look. It's, you know, it just adds that sharpness. And speaking of sharpness, we're now going to use the sharpen tool on a large brush. Just go over the whole thing as much as you want. It's going to turn out great, whatever you do, really. And that's just it's gonna increase the contrast between the edges, so they're more apparent and you can absolutely see them to a higher degree. Just wait for that to work. So what you're going to want to do now is, hopefully if you've done all these steps right, Photoshop should not be responding. So what you're going to want to do is open Task Manager, Adobe Photoshop. Well, I'm using CS6, you can use CC or previous versions. I know that this technique works on CC, not so much on CS5 or below though. But we're going to end that task there. And then what we want to do is open up Photoshop again. And well, you create a new one. It's fine, you'll get your stuff back. This one, it wants to be called Untitled 1, that's very important. Width 1920 pixels, height 1080 pixels. The resolution though, here's the important part, it needs to be 14141414141414242425253535 252414142424. Okay, and then you're going to want to change this from, that'll do. So you want to change this from RGB to color to lab color, because we're going to be doing a lab. And then you want the background color and the background contents, obviously. I mean, what other color do you want? It says background, obviously it's going to be the background color. You want that to be 16-bit, and then this is pixels per centimeter, and you want that to be at least 100,000 or 3973 or whatever that said. That's quite a good one. So what you want to do, it's not square pixels, because that would be ridiculous, quite frankly. You want anamorphic 2:1. And then you just click OK there. And here we go. And there you have it. So I hope I've taught you something useful today. And there you go.